Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the Fall Sports Show. I'm your host, Mark Gregory, alongside Ryan Garnett and Edward Hall. And right now, as you can see, Edward has vanished, and Ryan is doing his deal too. But what they're doing, Ryan is taking down some food polls restaurant polls, that we've added and doing the counts on them. Why Edward's doing the whole Karen and Sharon stuff, but got a great lineup planned for you all tonight, and got well actually four special guests tonight. We got Shelby Mills from Knox Central, Zachary Smith from Whitley County, Joseph Gillian, and Aidan LaRue from Millsboro, and just got a super lineup set up for tonight. So hopefully we can stay away from the coughs and the glitches and have a really, really good show for you. So a big shout out to our viewers. Also, good numbers early on. So thank you for viewing and watching us tonight. And hopefully we can put a good show on for you. And before we get started, while they're doing their thing, we're going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors. And we got some of the best in the business. I can't complain. Of course, with Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez, we talk about them every single show episode that we have. Just about just not only their generosity that they show us, but again, we say it every show. If it wasn't for their generous, help and stuff like that, and their generosity, we probably wouldn't be doing this today. It takes money to run StreamYard. It just takes stuff to, and that was an absolutely wrong statement there. But I know.
Sebastian Gregory, I completely agree 100%. And, I'm glad that people are starting to realize. And again, thank you for your generous comment.
No, thank you for that generous comment. But Everett, are you back with us? And how are you doing?
I'm here. Just got back. Some of us go out and do some coverage. So, that's where I was at.
But also a big shout out to a lot of the photographers in the area that has come in and has offered their support to us too. The Keisha Ambergers and the Jonah Deaton. John Dickerson's helped us out several times. John Crislioggio, if I said that right, has even allowed us to use some of his pictures also. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Am I forgetting anybody, Edward, Ryan?
Uh, not Valerie, of course.
Well, of course, we got Valerie and Allison and Larry and them. They're always willing to let us use their photos, but it takes a team to do what we're doing. But all that being said, are we ready for our first guest?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, I know Edward's ready. Edward was born ready. I think Ryan was too one time. I was there born ready. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but let's see if we can bring him on. And Joseph Killian and am I saying that right? Killian.
Yeah.
And Aidan LaRue. And just thank you for coming on. And I agree with Cassie in that statement that she just posted. But I want to thank you for coming on. And I know you got a thing called school and life. Well, I don't know. You might not be going to school right now. Might got snowed in. He's got school
We got
tomorrow.
2 hour delay. We got 2 hour delay.
I never did like the 2 hour delay. I never. I mean, maybe you could educate me about this, but what's the purpose of a 2 hour delay? I mean, just take the whole day off.
I don't understand it either, but I guess it's to let the ice melt and still have school, so we don't have to use NTI day. But
Oh, well, I could see that. I just never did like the 2 hour delay. I still gripe about that stuff, but I'm old and grouchy. But pillars, um, just we know you're young and you got a young team coming up. I can see the progress, from where you was at the beginning of the year to where you're at now. Definitely, you're definitely come together. Just talk a little bit about your season so far. Both of you can chime in.
All right, you can go first.
I mean, it's been a little rough, There's been some things that happened right before the season started, but I think the team has come together quite well, actually.
Absolutely.
But we still got a few pieces missing. Still working on our defense, and then eventually our offense will come with it.
Yeah, at the start of the year, like he said, we battled adversity at the start of the year, had some stuff happen, and then we've been building our way up. We show that sometimes that we could beat some of the best teams like Nicholas County. They were like top 50 in the state, and we showed that we could beat them when we all played together. We're all on the same page.
Yeah, just got to make sure we play our defense right, communicate, talk.
But Ryan, you were Edward.
This is kind of what I like to ask all the athletes. What's y'all's favorite restaurant to eat at in Bell County, Pineville or Middlesboro both?
Yamato's.
My personal favorite isn't in Middlesboro anywhere. It's in the Gap. It's Angelo's. But I guess I'm a little biased because my dad does run that show. But I'd probably say La Esperanza.
Wait, I changed my mind. It's not it's that one hibachi restaurant next to the fire department in Millsboro.
Oh yeah, right there across from Jeff's Pharmacy.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
But while we're on the subject of food, before Ryan asks you any more, we're going to probably ask a special favor from you. We're doing our food brackets, so we might ask you your thoughts on what your favorite restaurants are. Because you sort of got them like 1 and 16 and 8 and 9. We did our whole like field of 64, but we put restaurants in there. So every vote counts, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I even made graphics for all of them.
Yeah.
But Edward.
So, you did talk about Nicholas County and beating them. So I just want to ask you about the BSM Borderland Classic as a whole. Give me your thoughts on being able to play some of that competition that you normally wouldn't see throughout the regular season.
I thought it was pretty fun. It was a unique experience playing at the Cumberlands, playing in front of colleges, like college scouts there, and then playing against some teams that I haven't saw. That's my first time playing like far away teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I guess we're a little lucky.
So, talking about that, you all have been at the Pride of the Mountain Showcase, the Wildcat Classic. You've been in the BSM Borderland Classic. So, playing that style of basketball to where you have back-to-back days, how will that help you down the stretch when it comes like district and region play?
It will keep us in shape, definitely. We don't have to worry about getting out of shape, moving. And then it also helps us give us time to get connected to each other, know each other's role, play our role, then find out our defense for later on.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely a little different because we're not always used to it. But we definitely got to work on some things when we play back-to-back.
Look at my dad.
So Joseph, you got a question that come through the comments. Says, where does Joseph see himself in 2 years?
Going to college and hopefully running track or playing ball.
Well, man, if there's anything we can do to try to help promote you, make sure you reach out to us and let us know. Because anything we can do to try to help you reach your goal, that's what we're here for. But I do got to ask you about this weather we've had here recently. How hard has it been for you all to be able to get to like practices and be able to move some of your games around?
It's been a little rough, but very unexpected. We were ready to play on Wednesday, but it got pushed back to February 10th. Yeah. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to get to practice, especially with that heavy snow. But
absolutely. So did the coach have you out in the snow doing basketball dribbling drills?
No, luckily, but it could definitely maybe help, maybe discipline.
Well, see, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'd have froze too much. But so I have seen the improvement because I have been covering y'all for the last few years. So tell me what's something you all do in the off season to basically better yourselves.
One thing I would definitely say is being physical. We got to work on that in the off season as much as we can. Make sure we box out and not back down, even if the game gets tough.
I would say mine would be defense. First, we want to learn defense before we want to learn offense. Defense transition to offense. So defense is probably the main thing.
So before I get you back over to Mark, I got to ask you both this. This is probably one of my favorite questions. In the sport of basketball, what would you consider your favorite memory all time? It can be playing basketball in your kitchen, out at a park, varsity game, anything.
Mine is scoring the game winner against Jackson County my 8th grade year from half court.
I would probably say that mine is when we were, was it 6th grade? All right, we won our conference championship and we got an escort back. That was probably the best memory I've had so far.
Yeah, that's probably mine, or scoring 29 points against Model.
Well, y'all are getting all kinds of love. Jeremy Killian commented, said great kids, and they have been through a lot of adversity this year. They have pulled through and rebuilt a team. Aiden has shined this year as well. And I have to agree with him because, I've got to see him a few times this season already. I got to see him in I think it's the gent scrimmage that y'all had at the beginning of the year till just recently. And, the improvement's been there. Y'all are coming together, game by game. But so on that part, before I send you back over to Mark, what is your favorite aspect about basketball?
I'd probably either say teamwork or like the practices. Sometimes they can be rough. We make mistakes and a lot. Sometimes we get to just really work and everybody gets better.
Yeah, I probably said the same thing: teamwork and bonding.
Well, Mark, do you want to do the food bracket, or you want me to?
I'll give you the honor to do the food bracket and the other stuff that you do too. But I do want to ask him one question, if it's before you do your thing there. I just have to ask you, with all the snow and ice and the bad weather that we've been having, have you been able to get practices in, or that put you behind a little bit?
You were cutting out a little bit, but I think I know what you said. It's easy for me to get practice because I got 4 in my truck. So.
It's a little tougher for me. I've got 2 front wheel Altima. Takes a little bit to get there. Make sure I leave early enough to get there.
I don't know if that was on my half. I didn't quite hear him. Edward, maybe you could tell him the question, or maybe you could hear you.
They said you cut out a little bit.
Okay. Between all of the weather and the snow and stuff like that, have you been able to get regular practices in, or are you a little bit behind on them right now?
We've been able to do regular practices. Since the game got canceled, we kind of had a little fun, play a little scrimmage because we were all ready to play that day. But we've ignored the snow and just did regular practices. No distractions.
And then one other, and I'll let Edward Ryan finish you off there. But there've been a lot of these snow angel challenges going on through Facebook. Did one of you do one?
No, but nobody's nominated me yet, but it's all over Snapchat and everything.
Yeah,
Oh.
I haven't been dragged into it yet. I'm sure if he gets nominated, he's gonna nominate me.
Ryan, we know who to nominate here afterwards.
Well, if all my snow wasn't melted away, I would take a couple second intermission here, and I'd go out there and nominate both of them real quick.
But Ryan, they were.
Edward, if you want to do all the bracket stuff, and I'll put the things up for you.
All right. So are y'all good with voting on some restaurants here on our brackets?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan. So on the first one, it's number 1 Yamamoto's versus number 16 Five Guys Burgers.
Wait, are we talking about the Yamamoto in Middlesboro or
Steakhouse.
all around?
The middle for one.
Okay, I think me personally, what was it, Five Guys? Yeah. If you find a good Five Guys that know how to cook their burgers right and get a good shape, I think I'm going Five Guys.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Is if you find a good one, they can be really good, especially their fries.
So Five Guys might be a 16 seed fixing to knock out number 1 seed here.
The Cinderella story of Five Guys Burgers. Right there we go. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, the Five Guys is going to be yelling, overrated! Overrated! I can hear it right now.
So number 8 is Gondoliers versus number 9 Hardee's.
You know, I ain't a big Italian guy like Gondoliers. Like, I like pizza and stuff. But I think I'm going to keep the upset train going and taking number 9 Hardee's.
I'm going to say it's a little different. I like me some pasta and everything. I'm going to take Gondoliers on this one.
I'm taking chicken strips. Okay.
So now you've got number 5 IHOP going against number 12 King Donut.
I want to do it. My friend parents work at King Donut. I don't want to do it to him, but I think I'm going to have to. IHOP is amazing.
I think
You can't go wrong with all them all-you-can-eat pancakes at IHOP.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take IHOP as well.
Yeah, they sort of want me to leave every morning going there. So
Sounds about the same for me. I go in there and eat.
So now you got number 4 Shoney's versus number 13 Jimmy John's.
Okay, I think Shoney's is underrated in my opinion. Not a lot of people look at it because you can have all you can eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was saying before the show.
I'm taking Shoney's.
Stole my words. I'm taking Shoney's as well.
Jimmy John's is going down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. So we do tend to make a couple of graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and they will be posted on all of our social media sites after the show's over with, and I will also get them sent out to you all. So and Mark's trying to bribe you with the fingers.
I'll just say a piece to him.
That's his story. That's him bribing you.
Yeah, he does it every week.
but I'm gonna show them to you, and y'all just let us know which one you like best. The first graphic I show you, or the second graphic I show you.
Okay. That's nice. That's a good pick.
So that's the first set of graphics. So now here's the second set.
I like my first.
I want to say the first one for you. I like the three picks better.
I think I'm gonna take the first one for me.
This is hard. Those are both really good. I think I'm gonna do the first one as well. I like the setup of the 3 pictures.
See,
I know
Mark, I've told you, there's
exactly.
nothing wrong with the original.
But these young men said Shawnee, so yeah. All you can eat breakfast, you ain't gonna go wrong with that.
No,
No.
all you can eat bacon.
Yeah,
Go get me some
bacon.
bacon, toast it,
Absolutely.
some pancakes.
But Joseph and Aiden, I want to thank y'all for taking your time to come on. And from everything I've seen, y'all are killing it. Your team's starting to come together. Looking forward to seeing what y'all can do the rest of the season. And again, thank y'all very much.
Oh no, we're losing.
Thank you, Jeremy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys. See you.
We'll see you.
Great interview. And Jeremy agreed with me. Send me 2. He said, "Oh yeah, 2, 2." That's a good interview. Yeah.
Had to pull them out.
I have too. Are we ready for our second guest? See, a little
Absolutely.
bit. Jeremy knows good taste, good quality. He said absolutely. He's trying to teach him. Now, Jeremy can only open the door for you fellers. You just got to walk through it. You just got to learn. Oh, he said number 2. So you got to learn. You got to learn. You ain't saying that.
I can't agree with you, but I can agree with Jeremy.
Well, are we ready for our next guest?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Zachary Smith from Whitley County. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How about you?
Doing good. And I don't know how I know this, but been watching it a little bit, and I see your how you progress and stuff. But just and when we talk about wrestling, Zach, um, we talked a little bit the other day about it. We're new to this, so anything that you tell us about the sport of wrestling, we're going to absorb it like a sponge, and it's going to help us on down the road, help cover you and promote you the way that we should be promoting you. And because it's wrestling's something new for us, and I know you've been doing it for a while. So thank you for coming on for one thing, and thank you for coming on and educating us about the sport. So just want to go a little bit from there. Just tell us a little bit about your season so far.
Our season's been pretty good so far. It's been kind of delayed due to the weather as of right now. We've been trying to have practice when we've been able to. But where all the roads are froze over and stuff, you don't have a whole lot of people come out because of the roads. But when we do get in the wrestling room, we try to push as hard as we can. And there's always something new to learn while in the wrestling room. The more you learn, the better you become at wrestling. And you just kind of have to experiment with what stuff you're good at while wrestling to find out what your main things are going to be to use to win the match. So
Um, of course, in the sport of wrestling, it's a lot of physicality, a lot of grabbing, slinging, really guy against guy, girl against girl, manu a manu, however you will pronounce that. But how hard is it to keep that composure? Because I'm sure if you lose the composure, it could probably make you lose a match. You probably still have to keep all this together.
there's definitely a big mental aspect to wrestling. You always have to go into the match thinking, I'm going to win this match no matter what. And most of the time, if you think that, you end up winning it. You might be smaller than the other guy or slower, but that doesn't mean you can't win against them. It's all in your mentality of how you go into the match.
Um, so just tell us a little bit. I'm slowly figuring this out, but um, on these events, you start out by weighing themselves, and just tell them just the process of getting you to where you are at these events, about how they matchings up and stuff like that.
So there's about, I believe, 14 different weight classes. I'm in one of the upper ones. I'm not in the heavyweight division, 285. I'm in the one below it. But you have a you don't have a whole lot of numbers when you get to the smaller ones. Once you about to get below 126, you have less people for those divisions. So our team kind of runs with our 126s and up is what we have our strong suit at, and we have to kind of wrestle our best if we go to a team duel in all of our matches because we don't have those lesser numbers, and a whole lot of other teams don't have them either. So it just adds a little bit of extra work to us, and we don't mind it.
Um, Let me get what your is this Whitley County's what second year, third year, or something wrestling as a school
Uh,
now, or
I
maybe
believe
I'm
wrestling at Whitley County has been about since late 90s, early 2000s, maybe before that, but it hasn't
okay.
really been mainstream enough for people to really know about it. So,
Okay, that's sort of what I was thinking. Maybe it just now, it's getting going pretty. Just tell us a little bit about your coaching staff. And I've met quite a few of them, and they're all great guys, and females too. But just tell us a little bit about them.
so our main head coach is Ralph Cart. He's a good guy. He's more of our technique guy. He tells us all of our moves, like on how to perform and stuff. He's our technique guy. And then we have our other coach, Brandon Lawson. He's our he wrestled like heavyweight division, so he mostly works with mine and my wrestling partner and a few other of us. He mostly works with us on like how to adapt for us because when you get in those heavier divisions, you just can't attack them head on. You have to work around them. But then we have Coach Felipe. She's one of our women's coaches. She's really good. She was like a 3-time All American, I believe. And we have Coach Janie Stevens. She wrestled for Whitley County back when she was in high school, and then she went to the Cumberlands and wrestled. And then she works at the high school. And she's coming and she's one of our wrestling coaches, and she's a really good wrestler too.
Um, you know, again, harping back to like these meets and stuff like that. I mean, Uh, what's you get ready to go into a meet. What is your normal preparation to get you ready for that next meet?
Uh, Usually doing a lot of conditioning because the more conditioning you do, you're able to. You might not be as strong or as big as them or as fast as them, but if you can outlast them, if they get winded before you, then you have a better chance. Because I try to condition as much as possible because I always come up against guys that might be bigger than me, stronger than me, whatnot. But I'm usually the faster one on the end, so I try to be faster and try not to get as winded as much. So I condition a lot while wrestling.
I think I already know this answer, but but would you rather wrestle against a bigger top guy or a smaller top guy?
A bigger guy. I would rather have a bit
That's
of a
what I was
challenge.
thinking. Just like a more area to be able to grab a hold of and stuff. That's what I was thinking. But before I let Ryan and Edward do their thing, I want to let you know about how I'm not going to tell you how I know this, but these guys and gals that wrestle, they do their practice off of campus, and they travel to a certain spot, and they get brought back, and they get on another bus, and it's a lot of back and forth. So there's a lot of dedication with this group of young wrestlers about how they practice. Rain, sleet, or snow, they're there every day. So that shows you the work ethic that they have, and I believe last tournament that I think that I might have been able to go to, they was pretty close to. Am I right? Pretty close to maybe winning the whole daggone thing. I mean, it was right there on the doorstep of it. So, this team is amazing. The progress that they're doing just absolutely amazing. That's the reason why. It's actually a big reason why here. It's just a great group of guys and girls. But Ryan and they were.
My question for you is, what was your favorite wrestling match, either this season or last season or the whole time you've been wrestling?
Oh gosh, this is probably at the beginning of the seasons because I like to hit crazy moves. At the beginning of the season, I was still in the heavyweight division, but not by much. So I usually weighed under everybody, and I was faster. But we went to McQuarrie County, and they're 285. He picked my leg up, and I flipped around facing away from him. I did like a front flip onto the mat and rolled out of his, like how he had my leg. I rolled out of it. He came over on top of me, and I pushed him with my leg, like caught him with my legs and pushed him over in front of me, and then scrambled to him and got my points.
That's very impressive. Now, I couldn't do that. But Edward,
So, I heard you talking about it's all a mentality thing for wrestling. So, like if me and Mark was getting ready to wrestle and they told us to go, if I jumped up and drop kicked him, would I get pointed or carded or?
I believe they would just call the match right then and there. I believe they'd just disqualify you.
Well, I do gotta ask you because when you're talking about wrestling and you have them and all these holds and stuff trying to take them down, how when you actually pick them up and put them down, how do you know that you're not just like slamming them down, doing like an illegal like takedown?
Usually I like ask my coach these questions and be like, Coach, I like to push the border a little bit sometimes just to get that edge. But I'll be like, Coach, what is the absolute illegal thing so I know that not to do it or whatnot? And sometimes you have to get a little bit on that border, that little gray area, just to kind of get an advantage.
So, have you ever been in the middle of a match and just thought about like just throwing somebody over your head or suplexing them or anything like that?
Definitely. I've definitely had a few thoughts like that. Like I can just hit him with this absolute crazy move that would make me win the match right now.
So, speaking of a match, I heard you say that you got to outlast them. So, how long does like a match normally go?
There's 3 periods in a match. They're both 2 minutes. Most of the time, like if they're consolation, which is kind of like a bracket where you lose a match. They start the first period out with a minute. It's about 5 minutes a match. But most of the time, if you can outlast your opponent stamina wise, you'll do pretty good.
So, does it go off? Does wrestling go off a point system, or is it just like a pinfall or a tap out, or like what? How's it go?
It's definitely a point and pinfall system because usually when you're in your earlier matches throughout the day, you're still kind of warming up. If you're an individual, you kind of want to pin them as fast as possible so you can just go ahead and get on through your matches. But once you get towards the later matches in the bracket, you kind of want to just win by points. And our coach will tell us, he's like, just get your points. Don't worry about pinning. We'll tell you when to pin them. But it's mostly a point system, really. That's how all of your big name wrestlers win their matches.
Okay. And I heard you say that most of them's like 3 sets at like 2 minutes. So if you was to get like the pinfall in like the first set, does that go ahead and just elect you as the winner and the other 2 sets don't happen?
Yeah. So if you pin him in the first period, you just win the match. The ref will blow his whistle, slap his hand. You'll go back to the center, take off your ankle bracelets, and he'll raise your hand as the winner. Then you just go continue to wrestle.
So if me and Mark's wrestling and like I point at the stands and tell him that guy's throwing popcorn, and I clothesline him real quick and pin him, that match is over with.
Yeah, but not with the legal aspects, but yeah, about 10.
So how many matches do you typically just you yourself have in just like one meet or competition that you go to?
Usually we go to duels, and if your team wins their duel the first round, you go on to wrestle again. So depending on how many teams are there, if there's 11 teams, that's 11 matches that I can have a chance to wrestle if our team does good.
Oh, so you have the potential to do as many matches as there is teams there in that day.
Yeah, but if it's an individual, it's based off how many people are in your bracket, and if you win all your matches or lose one, it depends.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I know Mark and Ryan's got a food bracket that they're wanting to go over before I show you a few things that we put together for you. So, Mark, Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
I'm,
let Ryan do the bracket this time, and but
I'm gonna keep that up for everybody so they know that they can vote on this.
but before we do the food bracket, I got I know you got I will say a special friend that also wrestles. Might want to give them a shout out.
Definitely my wrestling partner, Gentry Patrick. Last year he was in my weight class, and at the beginning of this year, he was playing football and had to kind of add a few muscle. So he's in the heavyweight division. He's definitely been a big influence on me in wrestling. We just like to get after it a lot of the time. We just like to, as soon as we get there, we like to start working as hard as possible. We just like to sweat. It'll be so bad sometimes. There'll be giant puddles around us, but we just like to work and get our sets in and work as hard as possible.
Well, I just want to thank you for your time. I'm gonna let Ryan do some food brackets with you if you're willing to do it with us, and then Edward will finish you off with a little special thing he does.
We got 4 different brackets or 4 different matchups, I should say here. We got a 1 in 16 here. See, we got Yamatos and we got 5 guys.
I would definitely go with 5 guys on this one.
16's going down. I can tell you that right now. 16's in trouble.
It's up 4-3 right now. The next one here is the 8-9 matchup. It's Gondoliers versus Hardys.
Hardys, definitely because they're breakfast.
Yeah, I'm writing them down as I go here. See, the 5 and 13 matchup, or 5-12, IHOP versus King's Donuts.
I would have to go with IHOP on this one.
That's my personal favorite too.
Yeah.
And then the last one we got is a 4-13. It's Shoney's versus Jimmy John's.
I would have to go with Shoney's on this one.
Huh?
Jimmy
Can't go wrong with all you can eat bacon. All you can eat bacon and biscuits.
Sorry, bro. Jimmy John's going down. They're going down.
You like the breakfast or your lunch and dinner?
If we usually go to Shoney's, we get the buffet, and I'll start out with my first plate being a breakfast, and then my second I'll work to lunch items. So,
Edward.
All right, so we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that can. He's already bribing you for even get halfway through the sentence.
I'll just
Mark,
wipe them eyes.
yeah, that's what I'd say too. But I will get these sent out to you after the show's over with, and they will be posted on all of our social media sites. And we just kind of want to see which one of the two you like the most, whether it's the first one or the second one I show you.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah. What's the Okay. I want to go with
So
number one.
0-3 tonight, Mark.
0-3. Yeah, I'm not doing too well tonight. Well, I'm not doing too well all season. But
well, I mean, I have to agree. Do you see anything wrong with the original, the very
No,
first one I showed you?
no, there's nothing wrong with it.
See, Mark? But you know, wrestling is, like Mark said, something new to us, and we are expanding out, trying to give coverage to it to the best of our ability. And I'm not sure what they consider milestones and stuff like that in wrestling, but anything that you hit that you think personally, your coaches thinks, anybody thinks that you need to be, recognized for, feel free to send it to me and just let me know like it's your 10th win of the season or whatever, and I'll put you together a graphic and try my best to be able to promote you. That way, maybe we can possibly help you get to the next level. And I do want to thank you for taking your time to come on. And from what I've seen, you're killing it, your team's killing it, and looking forward to seeing what y'all can do the rest of the season.
All right, thank you. I had fun with this interview.
That's what it's about right there.
And Trish Smith, you are absolutely right. Our viewers are absolutely trying to educate you. They can only open the door. You just gotta walk through it. The second one, Trish, you can't talk to these guys. I'm telling you that right now. But a great interview. Zach's a great guy. I love him to death. I'm telling you, if you got to know that team, the girls and the boys both wrestling team, just a great group. They just absolutely just absolutely loved him to death. They're a fun group. But again, thank you, Trish, for real. I've tried to educate these guys for years. They won't listen to me. They will not listen to me. And Trish come in and say, number two. But are we ready for our third guest?
Yeah,
Ryan,
absolutely.
you're looking
Absolutely.
ready.
Yeah.
Shelby Mills from North Central, and thank you for being patient. We're a little late, so blame that on Ryan or Edward, okay?
No. Okay.
Blame it on Mark.
Yeah, yeah. You get as old as us, and you start, moving a little bit slower, and so we'll blame this. We got another comment on here. Hustle Hoops is in the house. So, but Shelby, again, thank you for coming on. I know you got a thing called life and school and basketball, all this stuff going on. So, anytime a student athlete like you gives us your time, then we're very appreciative of it. And so, do thank you. Are you going to school yet, or have they called it off, or are you
No,
still snowed?
yeah, they already called it off for tomorrow. So,
Okay. So, I guess you still have practice and all that good stuff.
oh Lord, yeah.
You will get the practice, snowmobile, whatever. No missing practice.
Mm.
Edward had a thought. He was like, "You think the coach would put you out there dribbling in the snow or something?" Or
No, them snow challenges. I'm telling you.
oh, so have you did a snow challenge?
Yes, I have.
We should have got the video. We should have tried to steal it from somebody. We should have played it here.
No.
I've got every one of ours on here to play later
Any
on.
of our viewers, any viewers tonight, if you got that video of Shelby and her snow angel tail, send it to Ryan so we can play it here for the end of the show. She said, yeah. Well, I would tell you about mine. I tried to flop back. I slipped, about broke my ankle, about broke a hip. It just didn't turn out right at all. Yeah. Yeah. You get my age, you fall down, you break a hip, you ain't never the same. But Shelby, I mean, every time I watch it, I know you're probably tired of hearing me say it, but you remind me of Steph. I mean, of Steph Curry. I mean, you just pull up from anywhere and put a three down. I mean, do you ever warm up from like the half court line and just see, three, 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 three? Or do you do that every now and then? Well, I mean, I bet she could do it. She just probably a little humble, but now she could absolutely. Anybody that's not seen this young lady play, they need to go watch her play because she can pull up from anywhere and
Thank
put it down. But just thoughts of the
Well,
season.
Mark, firsthand, I did get to see her the other day, and
I
as soon as
I
she
did too.
seen one go through the net, I think she hit like 12 straight in a row. She was just throwing them up there and walking back on defense for the ball ever got to the rim. She doesn't know it's going in.
So the basket fell about that big around or something like that. No, I mean, she absolutely filled it up whenever it's her time, it's her time. She can fill it up. But just give us the thoughts of the season so far.
I think our seasons, it started out a little rough, but as the season went on, we're getting better with each other and becoming more like known of each other. But I think that we're going to do really good from now on.
Again, my stats might be a little off because I'm a little old and a little slow, but I believe you're a sophomore, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they've got you averaging over 16 points a game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I had that wrote down somewhere. I believe you've made 23 3-pointers this year,
I think so,
something
yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm telling you, folks, she can fill it up if she wants to. But we know what the ultimate team goal is for every team, and I know right now you're in the middle of the 2A stuff and stuff like that. But I'm looking maybe a little bit longer term. For you to reach that ultimate team goal, what's it going to take?
A lot of effort to be able to just complete that goal.
And folks, I'm telling you, and they've got that team is really really good right now. What I've seen, they're going to be a hard out for anybody. But Ryan, Edward,
This is what I like to ask the athletes that we bring on. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Knox County, either Corbin or Bonneville?
I don't know. I like the Mexican restaurants. I love Mexican.
Shelby, have you ever ate at a bad Mexican restaurant?
No.
I don't think there's a such thing as somebody leave a Mexican restaurant. That was bad. I mean, every one of them's like, this is the best one I've ever went to.
No. Good.
I like them all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Shelby, I got to tell you one other thing before Ryan hits you with a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Edward's a Taco Bell guy. I like Taco Bell too. I'm sure you do also. But now Edward will not eat at a Mexican restaurant, but he loves Taco Bell.
Loves Taco Bell, but doesn't like Mexican.
Right.
Well, here's
See,
the story behind that.
She don't even have a response to that. She just like. Yeah.
Well, the story behind that is I can't read the menu.
Oh.
Burrito, taco.
And, I don't like pointing and saying I want this without knowing what's got in it.
Meat, chicken, steak, burrito.
Well, if I'm just gonna get the plain stuff, I just might as well get it at Taco Bell for a couple dollars cheaper.
I took him. You know where Wild Wings at, right? Okay, I took him to Wild Wing once. You know why he orders?
What?
You want to tell her? Or you want me to tell her?
A bunch of fortune cookies.
He ordered 10 fortune cookies, and that's all he ate.
That's all you ate?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to read what my fortune was 10 times.
Oh,
So I don't know. See what I had to go through.
yeah.
Right.
My last question for you, Dale. With the 2A championship game being tomorrow, what do y'all have to do to try to win day 2A? But I know y'all play Corbin tomorrow.
hmm I think that we have to get our confidence up. I think our confidence has been really down lately, but I think that us going to play against Corbin will bring up the energy, and I think that we could pull through.
Edward.
So, I'm looking at your schedule right now, and you played at the PRTC Classic, the White Greer Maggard Holiday Classic. Now you're doing the 2A sectional, and then you've also got the Rocket Classic coming up. So playing in that many classics, where a lot of them is back-to-back days, how do you think that's going to help you come like district and region down?
I think that it will build us and make us stronger, and I think that it will get us more conditioned and also get us more reps going through. And I think that it'll help us with our game also, get more used to each other.
So I got to ask you, when you start, lighting it up and you start hitting all them threes, do you do like the little 3 bow and arrow thing? You hold up a 3 sign, or
Yeah, I do. I usually
so? So I was getting ready to ask you, out of all the signs you can do, which one's your favorite?
probably the bow and arrow.
Does anybody ever
Does
do
anybody?
the 3 goggles? I bet you that's what everyone's going to ask.
Yeah.
I thought that might be a forgotten thing.
So you still got quite a bit of season left to go, but let's talk about at the very beginning of the season. Was there a certain team you had highlighted you couldn't wait to play against?
Probably Corbin. We couldn't wait to go against them.
And I've been at a few of those games. So tell me about like the environment and the atmosphere as an athlete on the court during one of those games.
It's just the energy is just it's so loud, and it's like it feeds all of us. We all get hype. Even our bench gets hype. It's crazy.
So I got to ask you about Coach Warren. I've got to know him these last couple of years. I think the world of him. I think he's a great man. So, just give me your thoughts on your coach.
I love Steve. He tells us the things that we do wrong, but then he helps us up when we mess up. And he loves to let us play, but also he likes to keep it like in control and not go outside. I really like him as a coach.
So, do got to ask you, while you're on the court, are you a trash talker, or do you let your game do the talking? See, if it's me and I start hitting them threes on Mark like you do, oh, trust me, he's going to all about it. I'm going to be flexing on him, probably tripping him, all that stuff.
He would trip me.
It just depends. If it's like a really good team, then that's when I get a little cocky. But then, yeah.
So 50-50.
50-50.
So I do got to ask you, what's your favorite aspect about basketball?
I don't really have one. I like the game.
Well, that's a great answer. So before I get you back over to Mark for him to get you to try to do some voting on some food brackets, I'm going to have to ask you one of my favorite questions. So at just basketball on its own, what would you consider your favorite memory? It can be playing basketball as a kid in the house, playing at a park with friends, a varsity game, anything.
I think that my favorite memory right now is moving back to my home place and playing my first game with them. It was just, I felt at home, and it was just a good memory.
Hey, absolutely. But Mark, I know you got some brackets you want to talk about.
Shelby, I'm going to ask a big favor from you if I can get it from you.
Mm-hmm.
We started a restaurant brackets, and you're going to probably be the last one to vote tonight. So your vote might make or break. I don't know how close we are on some of these. And some of these were really, really close. So your
2 of
vote
them,
might, yeah,
the first 2 are close, but we have to vote in it as well. So
yeah. So your vote might swing, the winner if you're willing to do that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll start out with number 1 here. As soon as we put it up, we got Yamata Steakhouse or Five Guys Burgers. And this has got upset written all over it because there's been a lot of votes for Five Guys Burgers tonight.
I like Five Guys.
Ryan,
Yeah.
I think number 1 is going down tonight.
in the very first round,
Sorry, Yamato. I like you. I eat there all the time. But Five Guys is like wiped him out.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next matchup, Gondoliers versus Hardee's.
Mm-hmm. I like the Gondolier.
I do too. I like the spaghetti and the pizza and the breadstick.
Their hot wings are really good.
I've never tried the hot wings.
I'm not either.
They're really.
I'm not. They normally whip me up pretty good. Anything spicy, like blah. But Shelby, she's young. She probably handle all that spicy food.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me some more. Yeah. I went to Zaxby's the other night, and they had this sauce that it was like nuclear. I was just wanting to I asked for a nuclear sauce, but they didn't give me one. I'm like, I just had to try that one time. Nuclear. Yeah. Ugh, ugh. Okay, and the third one here is a rough one. IHOP against King Donut.
I like King Donuts.
Might be another upset in the brewing right there. 12-5 seed. I like King Donuts too. What do you like there?
I like their strawberry donuts. Their strawberry donuts are my favorite.
I've never tried the strawberry. I always eat the caramel or the chocolate. Maybe it plays every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, Shoney's versus Jimmy John's.
I like Jimmy John's.
First vote for Jimmy John's.
Really?
Yeah, tonight it has been. Everybody's like, I like that all you can eat breakfast at Shoney's.
No,
Shelby's just like, get me a sub, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So Ryan, how close are we now? Are we really close on some of these? Did Shelby win one of them restaurants?
Well, she suspended the Five Guys one. That was about it on that.
So
it's 5-3 by Five Guys right now. That's not counting all 3 votes.
So maybe the first restaurant bracket we've ever did, we've already made a record. A 16 seed has already beat a number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Five Guys Burgers is a low seed for a restaurant?
Mm-mm.
And she agreed with it.
The way I did the bracket is I put everyone's restaurants in a randomizer wheel thing, and I let it randomize the seats.
Do you think Fazoli's earned a number 1 seed?
No.
No. Shelby said no number 1 seed for Fazoli's.
No.
For me, yes.
But thank you for voting with us there, and just something we thought we'd do for kicks and giggles. You've been a great interview, but we do that anyway. We brought you on. You get it. It's good to laugh every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So I do got a couple things to show you that we put together for each student athlete that comes on our show.
Mhm.
And after the show's over with, we will get them sent to you, and they will be posted on every one of our social media sites. But after I show them to you, we just want to kind of see which one you like the most, and then he's trying to bribe you.
No, there's a fly,
As,
you know.
as he always does.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too, Mark. But out of the two, just let us know which one you like the most, whether it's the first one or the second one.
Okay. That one looks good. I like the second one.
Ha ha! Ha ha!
You made his head bigger.
And now
Thank
he's
you,
not going to be able
Shelby.
to walk out his door.
Thank you, Shelby.
Welcome.
Thank you, Shelby.
He's up 4 and like 300 so far.
So are you doubting Shelby's pick? She said number 2. Ah, see?
Hey, I mean, I like them both, but you know, everybody goes with the OG.
Mhm.
Shelby, before we
But
let you go, Edward and Ryan, I do have to ask you one other question.
Mhm.
Between you and Ryan and Edward, because I wouldn't even challenge you,
Mhm.
a 3-point competition, who's coming out?
Me.
listen, I done already got leg cramps just walking to the three. So I mean, I've done lost there.
She said, don't even go there, fellers. Don't even go there.
I've done seen her shoot firsthand, so I ain't even tempting it. Unless we're going granny shots, then I might.
Would you do a granny shot from a bunch of people?
Yeah.
No hesitation.
What would you do? A granny shot in the middle of the game?
No.
But yeah, Shelby, I just want to thank you first off for coming on the show. You've been a great interview, and from everything that I've got to see, not just firsthand, but stats wise and your scheduling, that you're killing it. Your team's killing it, and you know I'm looking forward to getting the coverings again a couple more times this season and seeing what y'all can do the remainder of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That's a good interview. A lot of laughs, and we've had laughs here all night. Good interview with the Millsboro crew, and good interview with Zach, and a good interview with Shelby, and we've had a good time tonight. That's what it's all about. And but we're not exactly finished yet. Let's thank our sponsors with one quick commercial, and then we're going to come back with a little bit more kicks and giggles here. But if I can find the, here we go. Maybe I didn't know. Did you get to fix it any, or did you play with it any today, Ryan?
No, I have not had time. I have cleaned the house a little bit, so I didn't get around to doing it.
This is a commercial that we've all put together. We're still working on it, but this is something really to thank our sponsor and all of our support.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Absolutely, we can't miss. And Everett is there's Everett. Well, I guess everybody know that there was something that was going on last night on Facebook. It was a bunch of challenges. The first time I heard about any of it was Allison Messer was on there challenging me, and a bunch of others, Edward, and I think Ryan, And next time I seen her, she's on the snow. She's wallering around all over the place. But then I started scrolling through Facebook. I think Coach Daniels did it, and it just like it was just shooting off all directions. Everybody's being challenged to it. So, Ryan, if you want to, I'll let you take over controls on that, and the first one you put the name on, I'll try to find the video.
All right, let me scroll down here to get to them.
By Mark Gregory, Samantha North, and Mally Smith to do the Snow Angel Challenge. I nominate Rachel Howard, John and Melissa Maiden again, and Reagan Redmond again.
So did John North ever do this?
Oh, well, I did not mean to hit that.
Edward said he did. So yeah, well, good for him.
And here is the next one. I don't know who it is.
So this is Edward with All Sports Media coming back because I got challenged by Allison Messer. So I'm going to challenge Brandon Marlowe, Mark Gregory, and Ryan Scott Garnett.
Edward just all smooth, calm. Well, it ain't nothing. I do like the shirt.
The only thing I forgot to do was go Hickory.
Yeah, you should. That's why I was. Should have said Hickory. You dropped the ball there, Edward. Dropped the ball.
And the next one is mine. This is Ryan Garnett. I've been challenged by Allison Messel, and sorry for the cat, to do the Snow Angel Challenge. I'm only challenged 2 people here, Larry Spicer and Glenn Setson, to do it.
Well, there's about 3 things going on right there, Ryan. Number one, I figured when you step back there, you just like, don't listen here, brother, just like rip off that shirt, and then that cat went across, you like throw, and then just jump on there. You know,
I know when
made that so much more exciting there, Ryan.
I know. I tried to hurry up because it was cold.
You think he should have did the Hulk Hogan, listen here, brother? You know.
You should have, Ryan.
The next time I'll find an old shirt and I'll do it. And here is the next video here.
I want to be the first on our All Sports Media team to do it because I won the challenge. Edward Hall, Mark Gregory, and Ryan Garnett to do this Snow Angel Challenge. Okay.
That was just too smooth. It was like a Edward drop. You know, Edward and Allison both just a smooth drop, just like poetry in motion, landed perfect little snow angel. And Ryan, I noticed on yours, you did a little slip when you got back up too.
Yes,
so,
I did. Almost fell.
Yeah, so I'm not the only one that slipped. About broke a hip or whatever.
And here's, I saved the best one for last.
Mark Gregory, All Sports Media. I've been challenged. I'm going to do my best to do the challenge. That is code, folks. This should not be for the weak at heart. I'm freezing to death now. So my challenge will go out to Valerie Rutherford, Larry Spicer, and anybody that plays sports in the 13th region. If they want to send us a video, we'll play it on the show tomorrow night. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to complain about the rest of the night about how cold I am.
And I was cold. I got cold. It was cold. And I did about break a hip, ankle, and everything right there. And of course, Amy did one later on in the night. Hers is just like a perfect little angel right there. Mine looks like a round ball or something out there. I don't know what mine even looks like. It don't even look like an angel. If it's an angel, it's a bowling ball. I don't know what it was. I bet
before
you
we
Edward had a perfect little angel there too.
yeah, we got to vote on our restaurants tonight too.
Okay.
And
So
I'm gonna put
we
the
got.
brackets
Are you
still.
going to announce? Are you going to announce the winners?
Yeah, as soon as we do ours. Mark, if you want to go first.
I'm going to go with the rhythm tonight. It's been just they've got the momentum. They're hitting the shots right now. It's got to be Five Guys Burgers.
And then Edward.
I mean, I gotta go with Five Guys Burgers.
They're hot right now. They're hitting shots.
And I went with the number 1 seed. I went with Yamatos. And they kind of still lost. The next one's Gondoliers versus Hardee's.
Woo! I'm gonna go with Gondoliers. I love the Hardee's breakfast. My goodness, I love the pizza, the spaghetti and meatballs, the breadsticks, the salads. I love me some Gondoliers.
Edward.
I mean, I do like Gondoliers pizza and stuff, but you can't go wrong with a monster burger from Hardee's. Well, a monster biscuit from Hardee's. So I'm gonna have to go Hardee's.
And then I did pick Gondoliers. And next one here is IHOP versus King Donut.
Ooh, that's another hard one. I gotta go IHOP. All you can eat pancakes. I just can't. I love me some good donuts, but after I eat about 7 or 8 of them, I'll start feeling that. So I gotta go with IHOP.
That's who I went with as well.
Well, if I go with anybody other than IHOP, I think my oldest daughter would probably come in here and choke me.
And then the last but not least for the tonight, Shoney's versus Jimmy John's.
That's a no question for me, Shoney's. All you can eat buffet against a cold sub. I'll go all you can eat.
I went with Shoney's as well. You can't go on with the buffet. And Edward.
Well, I like Jimmy John's, but the all-you-can-eat bacon is the only thing I can think about. So I gotta go Shoney's.
So let's see. As soon as I write down this winner here, So it's official. Number 16, Five Guys beat number 1 Yamatos. Gondoliers beats Hardee's. IHOP beat King Donut, and Shoney's beat Jimmy John's.
Oh, all my votes. There we go.
And I will post the totals on our Facebook pages of the actual totals.
And the number 16 seed has put down a number 1 seed.
And I've already got the bracket updated minus that 1.
But Ryan or Edward, been a great show. We've had a lot of laughs. Just either one, whatever you want to talk about or shout out about or tell us about what you're doing this week, or maybe you could give us some hints about your show, Edward.
I guess I'll go first.
It's on Wednesday.
Well, I know you're already working on it, though.
But I guess I'll go first. I just want to say thank you to all the coaches for every one of the teams in the state, just for everything that you do. I know it's a lot of hard work in the off season, in the season, for what you do, and I want to thank y'all for it. Because without y'all, there is no team, no games. And then my inspirational quote is, "If I cannot do great things, I do small things in a great way." Martin Luther King Jr.
Great man.
Well, First off, I just want to give a big shout out to Hustle Hoops. You know, go check them out also. But tune in Wednesday for the Wednesday Sports Talk Show. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this: excellence is not a singular act, but a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I was watching a video of Shaquille O'Neal there today tearing down somebody about talking about LeBron James being the greatest, and he's like, "I'm gonna walk out right now. Will I get fired if I walk out of this?" He said, "Michael 6-0, LeBron. I don't want to say anything else." That's what he said. And Shaq just looked at him, but and that's my man Shaq. And Everett ain't gonna say nothing about that. Everett, that officially Everett's gonna send us 25 different stuff now. It's on
Well,
that.
the only thing I have to say about that, if you're going to go rings, he's still not the greatest of all time because Bill Russell beat him. 11.
Yeah,
The guy ain't even got enough fingers.
yeah, but they didn't have electricity back then. He only won on nights that they was playing in the dark.
That was the real man's league, not the Jordan flopping and paying off the ref leagues.
But I just want to thank you for all our viewers. Thank you to her sponsors, Bright Family Medicine, Heather Martinez. Again, thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to all of our student athletes that come in tonight, and they come in laughing and wanting to have a good time with it, and that's what it's all about. And these kids, they go through enough. They don't need us asking them a bunch of serious questions about a sport that they practice every day. And there he is, Mr. Daniels. We was sort of talking about you earlier and saw you doing a little bit of a snow angel challenge, and you got everybody going with that. The first two snow angel challenges I saw was you and Allison. So then the next time I know, it just started blowing up. So that's just the ones I saw. I don't know if it was before that or after that, but just for the record, I about broke a hip and an ankle doing it. And we're just like Smooth Joe doing it. So I don't know. Me and Ryan, we struggled. But I want to leave you all with this. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. From all of us at the Bright Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.